Hey everybody, in one of my conversations with Bryan Jones, who coaches USA teams in Pony and used to coach Empire, we had a look at this clip with Harper Garvey going deep against Sockeye in the semi-final of US Nationals. We chatted about how it was possible for him to get so free in the end zone, having run so far, and what implications that has for how we view defense at the top level. Let's go straight into it. Okay, this is bad. This is bad defense by Sockeye. And I don't know. I don't want to expand this to be super dramatic, but I am surprised that at the top level in the game this can happen. Check out Harvey Garvey over here, right?
Yep.
He's a sneaky one, anyways, right? Um, but yeah, there he is. He starts there, and then there's two defenders marking this guy for ages. And Harvey Garvey runs. What is it like? 80 yards. And look, he's managed to get 20 yards free in the end zone. So he's had to run past all the other
Right.
players. Um, and yeah, you can see right at the beginning that the defender poaches off, and it's not, I quite like the poach in a way because it's sneaky. If Mickle tries to throw around the back, and then this guy's coming from an unexpected angle, but can't be letting a player just run down the entire length of the field
Right.
past
It
all the
comes
other
down to you
defenders.
think, at the club level, you're like thinking about how complicated this is, right? And what you're trying to run. And it's a lot of times it's mistakes like these that you take advantage of that you just have to make sure you try to limit. And Harper does the right thing here. And because the ball keeps moving, Harper is able to actually take advantage of this, right? We could all see a situation where if Jimmy doesn't connect with John and then this Sam and in this doesn't matter. Harper streaks deep for no reason, but he really stresses the defense here at the very least and makes a really good play.
Yeah. And the defender points at him like four times uh throughout the entire thing, and you can see the other defenders reacting. They kind of know, they're aware of him, and they're like, well, and even this defender on the last guy here, he's poached off. He knows that the threat is behind him, but he's got
Yep.
this tether. And this is something I come back to a lot. It's this tether. Everyone has this invisible string attached to their mark.
Yep.
And it hinders awareness and just smart team defense so badly.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, these are the types of problems we face all the time in trying to diagnose this stuff. And I think one of the things we were trying to solve the most was going into this campaign was, and we failed to do it just because we had to simplify things, but that ability to play with high intensity when you are locked onto somebody
Mm,
versus the awareness to not lock on and not be tethered.
mm.
It's hard. It's
Yeah,
really hard to get right.
yeah,
And
that
I think that's the
transition.
biggest thing is flipping that switch because, you've talked about it. I've certainly talked about it with my teams. Poaching is not supposed to be relaxing.
Yeah,
Switching is not supposed to be relaxing. These things are supposed to be done with intensity and with decisiveness and to do it quickly.
yeah,
And it's really hard to flip that mindset for a lot of players, I find, who can really get glued to a matchup and be really successful and then also be really loose, right? I've seen players do one or the other, but it's hard to do both
yeah. But
really,
this,
really well.
I think you've kind of stumbled upon the problem there a little bit in that you said you got the tight 1-to-1 matchups, and then you got being loose, but it's not being loose. We need to change the lexicon and start being a switch is a
Sure.
switch. A switch is a switch, and it's a definitive
Right.
quick movement. And then when surrounding becomes more part of the game as well, then actually the transition between okay, I'm surrounding, so I'm marking all four of these people if they come this way, and then it's transitioned boom into okay, now I'm marking this person 1-to-1, right? And it's something that kind of I try and train with players. If you're marking that stack and then two people run out either side of you, then you're tempted to drift off with them. But if you can see your teammates either side of you picking those guys up, you actually need to close in. You actually need to go straight back into the stack because there's only
Right.
there's only one or two people in there now.
Right. We can talk about instead of playing loose, playing in space for surrounding purposes or things of that nature, right? Like
Mm.
I'm being careless with the language here.
I love it. I love it because
then we get
it gives me stuff to talk about.
then we go into situations with like, I think, how do you close correctly on a player? Because one of the things when we experimented with surrounding this year, because one of the things I love is your drills. Like that's the one thing like I really have really enjoyed, is that the ability to get better at switching and communicating and surrounding. Those drills are gold. I love that.
All right, thanks for watching, everybody. You know where to find those drills if you're interested, and I'll see you again soon.